Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well and have had another good week. Well, as the thumbnail suggests, new bit of kit to try out. Still not got round to doing my what's in my bag kit review yet, my video, but I will do. I'm just waiting to get one more bit of kit. I'm just saving up some pennies, and then I want to go through the full setup of how I set up for a game of football and any other sport event. But anyway, yeah, new bit of kit. K&F Concept have kindly sent me out. Was that going to focus on that? They've sent me out a super clamp to try, and I'm going to try it. I've got a game on Monday. I'm at Chesterfield versus Bradford. Sneaky suspicion Bradford might, if Bradford win their game today, it's Good Friday today, if they win today and then win again on Monday, I think they're into automatic promotion, so should be quite an exciting game. And I want to try this. I've wanted a clamp for ages for my remote, for when I set up a camera, you know, high up in a gantry somewhere. Now, at the minute, I've been taking my remote setup along with a tripod, and I've been looking at clamps, and then lo and behold, K&F got in touch and said, would you like to try the super clamp? So there, I'll just hold it in again there. So yeah, really excited to try it. I'm going to go through it when I set it up on Monday. You know, I'm going to set it up hopefully on a bit of scaffold somewhere in a gantry where they do the filming. So that's the plan anyway, and get a nice high view on the remote for any goals that happen. But let's just have a look at it. Look, I'll show you how it comes. So there we are. There's the super clamp. I don't want to tip it too much because it might come out the box. But anyway, yeah, really excited to use it. And it's nice and small. It's going to fit in my bag lovely. That is basically it, look. That is all we've got. And obviously that's going to clamp onto a bit of scaffold pole. Opens really wide, look. I say I'll go through it on a proper video, but yeah. And then obviously it's going to be a good test for the 1DX. That's what I use for my remotes at the minute. So yeah, it'll be nice and heavy, and then it's just on one lock ball there. That clamps both where you're mounting and the ball at the right angle. Say I'm going to clamp that onto hopefully a bit of scaffolding or something, and we'll see how we get on. Comes with another like a GoPro mount as well, and even comes with a phone mount as well. Look, so I can mount phones on it. I think, how does that work? So that's like that, look, and then yeah, and that's for a phone. So yeah, really handy. But you know, and it's a shame I can't film on site anymore. Let's put them down there, because I could put my phone on there and you know, film myself. Perhaps when I'm doing some aviation or something, or I'm going live, I can use that. But anyway, yeah, excited to use that on Monday, and I'll do another video on it. But yeah, good bit of kit that, I'm sure. And it's quite heavy, but it's going to fit in my bag lovely. You know, I've seen these Manfrotto clamps, and they've got two massive long arms, and it's like, where am I going to put that in my bag? But that should fold up lovely. If I undo it, look, it's going to fold up nicely. Literally lose that in my bag. So yeah, ideal. But anyway, apart from the new bit of kit, which I'm excited to use, been wanting a clamp for ages. Last weekend's game, Lincoln versus Shrewsbury. I was going to Sheffield Wednesday, then got a call on Friday. Can you go to Lincoln instead? Because there's a suspicion that Shrewsbury are going to probably lose the game and get relegated. Anyway, they actually didn't play too bad for the first sort of 20 minutes. Both teams scored, as you'll see, really quickly. Ended up being a drab 1-1 draw. And God, I was walking out the ground and there were some fans moaning, oh, that was a waste of 90 minutes of my life. But anyway, some games are like that. And we're getting towards the end of the season now. So you know, most teams are just trying to survive and just grab a point where they can. But anyway, yeah, Shrewsbury survived another game. Don't know how they're going to get on this weekend. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump in and have a look at the set. Right, so just a few previews of the game as of the ground, as I always do. Wanted to get, you know, a nice soft city, Lincoln City, and then get the Lincoln Imp on the flag. Knocked it up to 1,000th because the flag was flapping about, and I was firing away, and I managed to get that, so not too bad. So you can see the Lincoln Imp there on the corner flag, and it was a lovely sunny bright day, windy, but a nice bright day, and it was nice. I think I just ended up wearing this jumper, and that was it. But yeah, some nice stuff for the ground. Stuck my lens through the goal net again just to get that, and I got Lincoln City in there, so that worked out quite nice. I do like them views. It's just something different. Looks like I'm sat in the corner of the net, doesn't it? But and then this one managed to compose the Lincoln Cathedral and 617 Squadron. For those of you that are aviation fans will know 617 Dam Busters were based at Scampton, just over here somewhere. So yeah, nice to get that and the cathedral in. And I went to F22, looked to give myself plenty of depth, put the shutter down to 25th of a second, got myself nice and comfortable, nice and steady, like I was on a tripod, and then 25th of a second, and F22, I knew that both the ground and the cathedral were going to be sharpish. And yeah, so nice little extra GV there. And then knocked it back to F10 look, so that I've still got a nice bit of depth, probably focused on there somewhere, I think. And 125th, keep the ISO down, and 15mm there, look. And Michael Appleton, the Shrewsbury town manager, I think he's been in charge a couple of games now for Shrewsbury. Used to be manager at Lincoln City. I think it was back in COVID, and he did quite well for Lincoln City, actually. I'm not sure why he left, but anyway, obviously he peaked, and then they got rid of him. But yeah, so it was interesting to see him coming back, one or two of the players coming in and signing autographs, and obviously most of the Lincoln City fans wanted Michael Appleton's autograph, so just signing away there. I'm on the widey, I'm at 20mm here, look, and he gave the fans a nice thumbs up. Luckily my focus point was on his head, and as you can see his thumb's a bit soft there, look, but I'm at F5, but anyway, got that, and then back inside just to get one or two of the players milling about on the pitch, low and high angles like I always do. Just zoomed out there, look, just to get City in again. And this lad was just drinking, I think that was the goalkeeper, that's their goalkeeper, and he was just drinking a can of Red Bull. You never know if they're going to pick that up, the Red Bull team, so yeah, so just thought I'd send that off. And then obviously I'm thinking when I'm on the Friday when I got sent there, I was thinking, got to try and get some sort of dejection, because Shrewsbury Town players are going to be, you know, dejected probably before the game starts, thinking, oh God, we could get relegated today. So just thought, he looked like he was just sort of summing up his season, and he's on his phone looking down, and then these two players look a little bit sombre. So just one or two of the players looking a bit sombre. Then back outside for a bit of the old street photography and getting the fans arriving. And so it was a lovely sunny day, and this lad just had his shirt on and his shorts, and that just sort of depicted today. And there's quite a few lads in shorts there was. So yeah, just documenting that it was a nice sunny day. And I thought I'd get that. And then these lads all sat down, look, lads and lasses should I say, and young lad there, look, just waiting for the turnstiles to open. I think that's how I captioned it. Then I spotted this geezer down here, and I thought, he's got a blue baseball cap on. I bet he's a flipping Shrewsbury Town fan. So lo and behold, I went down to have a look, and there he is, look. Shrewsbury Town, loyal supporter. And yeah, so I got one of him. He was laughing, but I said, just try and look normal, mate. I want a nice natural shot. I think I just put checking the team sheet on his mobile phone. But yeah, I went round the streets a bit and got some more fans arriving. I do like doing a bit of street photography like this, and they were laughing after I took the shot, and I said to them, hope you don't mind just taking a shot of fans arriving at the ground. If you want to see your image, it will be on Shutterstock. And 9 times out of 10, they always say, yeah, thanks a lot, mate, I'll have a look. And if they do say, oh, I'd rather you not post it, I never do. I always check where there's children involved. When they're with the parents, I always make sure I tell the parents what I'm doing, who I'm there for, and where the image is going to end up. And 9 times out of 10, they don't really care. But it's always courteous to tell them who you are and what you're shooting for. And yeah, we've seen him. Just a bit more of the fans mingling around the ground. Obviously, you can see the Lincoln Cathedral again in the background there. More fans coming in from the other way down. This is the Sinsel Drain here, Sinsel Bank, and because that's what Lincoln City is still known for, Sinsel Bank, although it's the LNER Stadium now. But yeah, we always call it Cinny Bank. But anyway, we got the Lincoln City players with the Links and Knots Air Ambulance t-shirts on. The Air Ambulance actually did a bit of a pass over the ground. So yeah, they had them on training tops on for a bit. And then some of Shrewsbury warming up. And a bit more Lincoln City warming up now. They've took them Air Ambulance tops off. Again, just got down nice and low, and I was using my back screen. I folded it out, got down nice low angle and just firing it away and managed to get that, which was good. We've got the ref coming out, just collecting the ball for kick-off, and away we go. Yeah, so this is Lincoln's first goal. He was a little bit blocked, but nice shot just outside the box, and then they ran the wrong way, so I didn't really get much of a celly, but I got these few cellies, which was all right, and it's nice to have the backdrop of the fans cheering, so yeah, 1 or 2 of the cellies. Here's a shot just for the R5 fans, including myself. That's a massive pull on the R5, on the 400, 2.8, ISO 400, 2,000th of a second, and absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's easily usable. But yeah, just an example of a shot from the far end of one of the keepers. Here's their goal, look, so 20 minutes later, Shrewsbury equalised. He tapped it in, and I think number 23, yeah. He actually blocked it with his shin, look, and unfortunately, as he was diving, he kicked it in. So I think it went down as an own goal. But yeah, Pierre equalised for Shrewsbury. Gave a little bit of a celebration and a bit more, because there was a player that went down here, and I think had he not scored, there might have been a penalty awarded. But anyway, he's down on the floor. Look, sign up, lads. What about me? Bit of a celebration. And then he came back to the bench, and I followed him, and he was pointing at something, but it looks like he's going number 1. So anyway, I sent these 2 off. That one ended up getting used in one of the reports online, so I was quite chuffed with that. So yeah, always follow the goal scorer. You never know what they're going to do. And I followed him all the way into the bench and got a few of him. Obviously, I'm thinking about Michael Appleton and a bit of dejection. Now we're at 1-1, and I was really hosing down Appleton for most of the game. And you know, they could go as dejection had they lost. They'd have been worked quite well. And just looking at things there, look, giving a bit of instruction to players, checking out the Shrewsbury fans, and I think they missed an opportunity, and he went, oh no, just as I was looking at him, so that worked quite well. And then he was looking a bit dejected as well, as was this guy. I think he did look, yeah, he looked my way, and I think he actually shouted to one of his mates, we are playing awful. But yeah, got him looking down, look, and had he not had his scarf on, you wouldn't have really known who he was, but because he had that scarf and a bit of Shrewsbury colour, it was worth sending in. And nice shot here. So have I moved for the second half now? Yeah, second half now. Move round the corner and move to the other end, sorry. I went with Lincoln attack second half because they were all over Shrewsbury first half, and unfortunately nothing much happened. But nice that you've got 617 squadron here. I love that on the side of, there's a Lancaster there, look. Love that on the side of the stand at Lincoln. And they do play the air raid siren 2 or 3 times through the game, which is quite funny. But more of Appleton, keeping an eye on him. I am, or one of the ref there, look, but I'm keeping an eye on Appleton all the time for any sort of dejection or reaction. And nice one of the ball. The ball's just right there, look, with the Puma sign and the EFL Sky Bet emblem there on the ball, so that worked quite well for that corner. Bit of action, just trying to get as much action as I could because it was a really bland sort of game. And some nice close-up action here. I'm at 75mm, look. And he had a shot on goal, but it went wide, unfortunately. Would have been a nice goal shot, that. But a bit more action, just a bit of a tackle. Substitution, always keep an eye on the substitutions, and then I'll just put in the action in the caption. Let's have a look what I put. I think just put 12 comes on for 18, something like that. Let's have a look. Ben House of Lincoln comes on for Eric Ring of Lincoln. Yeah, that's all I put. That's all you need to put, really. And you never know if he's carrying a bit of an injury or something, or he's not been on for ages. Always get the substitutes because you never know if there's going to be a story to go with it. Bit more action, and then a bit of dejection here from one of the City players, Lincoln City players. And then this is the keeper's, the Shrewsbury Town keeper's badge. Just thought I'd get one of them as he came to get the ball. Always looking for something to shoot, you know. And Lincoln City manager just applauding. And then I know some of you think these aren't very good images, but I like him when a player's involved, but he's really soft. As long as you can see a good lot of the manager's face, I like it, I do. And I just put watch his play. That's all I put. Michael Appleton keeps an eye on play. And yeah, even though he's sort of filling half the frame, your eye still goes to Appleton because he's the sharp subject. And yeah, a bit more reaction here. I think it was James Collins headed this clear from a corner. Number 4. I can't pronounce Monsmar, whatever his name is. He missed, look where the keeper is, miles away, and he missed a sitter. It was a lovely cross, and he just put it over the bar. And that summed up the game, really. Missed an open goal. I mean, he was crouching down and getting a bit of pressure on him, but yeah, he really should have sunk that for 2-1. But anyway, here's my pan blur for that week, which isn't too bad, apart from the blinking eye viz again. But anyway, you can't escape it, can you? But yeah, that was me pan blur for this week. Not the best, but okay, got away with it. Another corner, keeper gathered, which was nice. And, oh, this was nice. James Collin got substituted and he came off right in front of me. So he was right over me. And I'm on the wide here. Yeah, I'm at 80 mil here. And I suppose I could make a bit more of that scene. I could really give it some... Let's have a look. Let's just put it into Photoshop and have a look. See what I can do with it. Oh, there's my thumbnail from my latest video, look. Let's have a look what I could do to really bring him out. Let's just go into camera raw filter. We'll go into basics. Give it a bit of contrast perhaps. No, that's going to make him a bit darker. We can put the highlights up a bit, take them down a bit. Let's take them up a bit. Let's see what clarity does. It'll really give him... Yeah, look at that. That's proper nice. How about a bit of DAs? No, yeah, look at that. Let's go down on the DAs a bit. How about a bit of vibrance? Bring those colours out a bit. Look at that. I'm only playing here, but yeah, look at that. That's quite good. Should have sent that off. How about a bit of texture to really make him look really grainy? How about that? Let's have a look at that. We'll look at the before and after. Yeah, look at that. Let's just zoom in a bit. So that's after. That's before, look. And that's after. Yeah, quite like that. Quite like that. But just to give the image a bit of pop, you know. And the fact that he's the only thing in the frame, quite like that. But anyway, let's go back to the set. Bit more action, look. Just trying to get it in the box. They were trying, Lincoln City, to be fair, when they got the ball up. But there was a lot of tippy-tappy stuff going on. Ah, look at this. I just happened to be looking at Michael Appleton when he got proper dejected and reacted. This poor water bottle here got it. So I've got a sequence of him, look. I've never had a manager kick a bottle before. Or was it another bottle? Must have been a different... it's this bottle here, look. So where is that bottle? I don't know where it is. It must be this bottle here that he kicked. Yeah, it is, that bottle there. This one survived. Yeah, off the bottle goes, look. Out of frame, bounced off the hoarding, and then bounced back in. And yeah, it's quite good, that. It's a shame that his backroom staff have also got sort of dark colours on, because he doesn't really stand out. But yeah, I like that. I like that sequence. Bosh, have it. But yeah, a bit more action. Keeper just came out and cleared the ball here, and encouraging his players. Then the referee proper got it, because they were waiting to make a substitution. So the referee got it, and then the fourth official proper got it. And I could actually read his lips. He, do your effing job. And they're all giving the fourth official a bit of stick, because obviously I suppose he radios through to the ref to say, can you halt play? We want to make a substitution. And he didn't, so he got some proper stick. And anyway, then he made a substitution. But yeah, and I think he had a word with him after. A bit of argy-bargy going on here, look, between the players. But Appleton looking a bit more dejected. Yeah, a bit more dejection there, looking at the ground. And that's full time. And then they all went across to the Shrewsbury fans. I don't know how many was there, a couple of hundred perhaps at the most. Long old trip for Shrewsbury fans, so fair play. And I wanted to get in front of them and get them applauding towards me, but didn't get there in time, and then they started walking off. Appleton just encouraging his players and patting Pierre on the back, look, obviously for the equaliser. And I saw the keeper looking a bit dejected, so got one of Appleton, and then one or two of the players just having a chat as they're coming off, and then one to finish off, bit of dejection from the Shrewsbury keeper. I think he's on the Chelsea books, or was. He was getting a bit of stick from the Lincoln fans saying Chelsea don't want you anymore or something. But anyway, and that's it to finish. So yeah, it's a steady old game really. I'm hoping that this Monday's game is going to be better over at Chesterfield. And as I say, going to be really exciting to get that new bit of kit set up and see how I can get on with that. Just to save, when I go in these gantries and setting my remote up, I have to find so much space to put my tripod down. It's only a little travel tripod, but you know, when you spread the legs out, it takes up a good 3 foot square. And sometimes when the gantries are tight, and there's film crew up there, I don't feel like I really ought to go up there. But now I've got that clamp, I'll be able to clamp her up somewhere in the corner, give it a good test on the 1DX. Fingers crossed that the Pocket Wizards fire off, and we'll see what we get. But I'll show you guys on Monday where I'm going to set it up and how I set it up and my remote. And yeah, should be quite an interesting video that. And then we'll go and shoot the game. But anyway, hope you have a good weekend, guys. This video will be going out tonight. It's Friday morning, so it'll go out tonight. I'll look forward to your comments. Let me know where you are this weekend and how you set your remote up. If you use them sort of clamps or how you set your remotes up. If you've got any mini tripods for the back of the goals, you know, where the remotes go on the back. Interesting to see what you use for that. But anyway, let us know in the comments. And yeah, look forward to reading them. Have a great weekend, guys. Catch up next week. Job's a good one.